explore the deadly use of poison by the KGB in their targeted assassinations and espionage operations outside of the Soviet Union. From the infamous poisoning of Georgi Markov to the large-scale disinformation campaign of Operation Infektion, discover the insidious tactics used by the KGB and the lasting impact of their actions. This article delves into the real events and facts behind the KGB's poisonings and murders, revealing a chilling legacy that still resonates today. Throughout the existence of the Soviet Union, the KGB, or the Committee for State Security, was notorious for carrying out secret operations to eliminate perceived threats to the state. Among their tactics was the use of poison, a method that was particularly effective and difficult to trace. The KGB's poisonings and murders outside the Soviet Union were often carried out with a level of sophistication that made them almost impossible to detect. In this article, we will explore some of the most notorious poisonings and murders committed by the KGB outside the Soviet Union. One of the most well-known cases of KGB poisoning was that of Georgi Markov, a Bulgarian dissident writer who was living in London. In September 1978, Markov was waiting at a bus stop when he felt a sharp pain in his leg. He turned around to see a man picking up an umbrella from the ground. It wasn't until 4 days later that Markov died from ricin poisoning, a deadly toxin that was found in the tip of the umbrella. The KGB is widely believed to have been behind Markov's assassination. Another victim of KGB poisoning was Alexander Litvinenko, a former KGB officer who had become a vocal critic of the Russian government. In November 2006, Litvinenko met with 2 former KGB agents in a London hotel. Shortly after the meeting, he fell ill and was hospitalized. Doctors discovered that he had been poisoned with polonium-210, a radioactive substance that is lethal in small doses. Litvinenko died 3 weeks later, and the KGB is believed to have been responsible for his death. The KGB's use of poison was not limited to Europe. In 1979, the KGB poisoned Adolf Dubs, the U.S. ambassador to Afghanistan. Dubs was kidnapped by Islamic militants, and during a rescue attempt by Afghan security forces, the KGB supplied the militants with a poisoned needle. Dubs was killed in the crossfire, and the KGB was later identified as the source of the poison. In addition to targeted killings, the KGB also carried out large-scale poisoning operations. In the 1980s, the KGB began a program known as Operation Infektion, which aimed to spread disinformation about the origins of HIV/AIDS. The KGB spread rumors that the virus had been developed by the U.S. government as a biological weapon, and that it had been deliberately spread in Africa and other parts of the world. The aim of this campaign was to undermine U.S. credibility and sow distrust among African nations. The KGB's use of poison was not limited to political targets. In 1971, the KGB poisoned Nikolai Koklov, a defector who had been working for the French intelligence services. Koklov survived the poisoning attempt and went on to testify against the KGB in court. His testimony helped to expose the KGB's use of poison as a tool of espionage. Overall, the KGB's use of poison was a highly effective and secretive method of carrying out assassinations and espionage operations. While many of the KGB's actions were not publicly acknowledged until after the fall of the Soviet Union, the legacy of their poisonings and murders still lingers today.